Greetings. All right, thank you for joining us. All right, this is I don't know how many more alien races I'll go into. I guess the other one would be the felines. I might do that one tomorrow. We'll see. There's also the Andromedans. Yeah, but anyway, this is the Sirians. They're connected to Egypt, connected to the Middle East. Like I said, they've been. You don't really hear a lot about them technically. I don't think so. Channeling wise, they're from Sirius B. There's always different Sirian. Well, I mean, I look at was it Kansas Major and Minor? I would say all of that is Sirius. The dog people there. It's not all dog people, but also Sirius B. I mean, there is one channel that brings in Sirius B, and it's almost like a godlike figure. It's like, God, come worship me. It's like, great. Yeah, they got their issues. So, of course, many give their power to that. So that's on them. So, yeah, they have worlds that look like ours, I believe. I believe Sirius doesn't mean it's necessarily Sirius B, but there are Sirian worlds that are similar to ours, like Egyptian worlds, Arabic worlds. Not all of us like that. Of course, they have ocean worlds connected to whale people, dolphin energies. It goes on and on. I'm just going to one aspect of it. There's probably a lot more to it, but you got the idea. Of course, they have their own feline races there. Of course, the Palladians have that too. Then go into that. Palladians, you don't hear much about that, but they have their own alien, whatever you go on and on with that. Like, it even matters here. But there are, also, some of the feline energies that are here are from Sirius. Also, some of our cats are from there, like blue cats and different type colors, things like that. Of course, they're not blue here, but depending on how you look at it, everybody has their own version of everything. But Sirius, it feels like they haven't invaded by other invaders, reptilians, Orions. Of course, there are Sirian reptilians also. They've just been invaded and taking their stuff, just like what happened in Egypt. Like Egypt in the beginning was very peaceful, but then they got manipulated to take it over. Same thing with Sirius. So even like places, there's a lot of places in the Arab world that actually are pretty peaceful. Probably even safer than the U.S., but you never hear about that. Of course, there's places that are worse. Also, places in Iraq and Afghanistan can be pretty bad. But like Lebanon, I think has a good positive energy. Even was it Damascus in Syria? Of course, Syria. I think it's Syria. Yeah, it's been a while. Syria, like in the ancient world, was very advanced, and now it's a war zone. So that says a lot about that. So they just it feels like they've been more. I mean, some of them can be seen as like a Jesus, a God-like being. They've been twisted around like us. They've had their versions of it. So, some come off as a God-like being and manipulating society. I don't know. It feels like they've been more attacked than trying to. Of course, you see what's going on in the Middle East with Israel and Iran, and I think there's a lot of peaceful energies in Iran, but there's so much political nonsense there. It's just a war zone. So there can be some good there. I think there is good. There's just a lot of obviously a lot of manipulation with the female races, with the feminine. They're not. I don't think women are allowed to do anything there really. This last I've checked, it's been a while. They don't have many rights there. So, but I think their living conditions in some areas I think they probably eat healthier than the U.S. So there's some things that are just better in other places. But either way, obviously, you can weigh your rights and all that. It's not perfect anywhere, obviously. So going to serious energies, like what's going on with them, their ups and downs of their reality. Some of our sciences come from Sirius. A lot of stuff comes from there. So let's see what we get from that. Apparently, not to beat this one to death. Apparently, the UFO energies are they're gonna have their committee talk about this. Talk about UFOs next week, which is they're just gonna whitewash it. Same old, same old. Nothing to see there. So what's happened to some of those energies? I think we might get something a little bit different out of that channeling connection. We'll see. And speaking of sellouts, well, yeah, there's a lot of, the yeah. I'll just put a where's that income set up again? I forgot. Yeah, I'll show some of the Senate stuff's going on. There's nothing to see there though. Just they've taken over Hollywood's position of being a bunch of actors. It's a TV show, basically. It's nonsense. Become a political figure and just be a puppet. We're supposed to take them seriously. So, yeah, right. That's not what's going to happen. Speaking of sellouts, the Barbie energy is coming out this week, but nothing against Barbie or any of that, but some do give away some people sell themselves out for looks. And sometimes you can tell, especially if they have a drug addiction problem or some kind of issue, you can tell. Now there's natural beauties or do not sell themselves out. And there's others that sold themselves out to have a quick, to be liked by others or whatever it might be, but then they start going insane when they get older and so on. So yeah, I've seen a couple of those. It's pretty bad actually. Something to brag about. I mean, they literally like sold those souls even to the dark side. And just trying to make friends with it. Say, hey, you guys aren't going to beat me up, are you? It's like I sold myself out to look attractive. Hopefully, the lower dimensions doesn't try to torture me when I get older. And usually they do it anyway. So it's a weird dynamic. It's not easy to tap into either. Like certain individuals that you feel like have sold themselves out. It's not always the case, but there's a lot of that going on. So more going into that. Yeah, it's like a horror story. Of course, not just Barbie. It's Ken also. The Ken and Barbie mentality, which is a lot of that is out there. Yeah, that's like the white picket fence or something, and you have all this, you have your kids, you have your prettiness. It's like, God, give me a break. It's like a nightmare. So, like, yes, right. Talk about an alien invasion. Yeah, we're going to some of the Barbie consciousness of that, and those that sell out and things like that. So just going to like the agendas, the Barbie agenda, you could say. Yeah, it's not pretty. Yeah, I mean the doll was based on a prostitute doll. So no surprise there, right? Yeah, tell us another one. It's like saying that Congress is being truthful. That's not going to happen. So I'm talking about Congress private sessions. You have a scheduler, you have a shop here. And just leave it. Keep it. Also, let's see here. I'll just show this real quick. You have also ET Origins if you want to submit an idea. That's where you connected to the. I forget what they're called. Yesterday's subject matter. Let's just put it that way. Just like the dark cartoons. Jeez. Yeah, you gotta love that. The Powerpuff Girls from the War Dimensions. So sellout, the sellout hill is the Washington's, or sellouts, or political sellouts. So Chris Martin, yeah. So this is all just whitewashing nonsense. It gives them something to do, I guess, right? I mean, is this leading to a fake invasion? I mean, they're trying. I guess they're trying to figure out what to call the UFO stuff, and but they're just going to whitewash. I doubt they're going to really give us anything tangible, just like the JFK situation. They're not that interested. So, yeah, declassifying records, right? So we'll see, but it is leading up to some kind of blame game of what these things are. But I guess they're just going to be, we don't know for a while. They're just going to beat that one for a while. So, yeah. All right, I did get a different type of energy there of the alien energy I'm getting. That's a little bit. Not that there's going to be any real disclosure there, but I get a different frequency there. So that's a good thing. All right, we'll go into the Sirians. Realize it's like Sirius B, things like that. Dolphin energies, dog people. So you can say females are a lot of feminine energies, not all, but a lot of it is. So you have dog and cats get together, right? Or so a lot of females are feline beings, not all. Quite a few are. A lot of male energies are dog beings. So they do get along, sort of, or maybe not. Of course, also there's females that are very much dog-like, also. So, yeah, just have a little bit of mix of everything. So it's another way, but you have unicorn people here. Obviously, some people look like unicorns. Does people look like a dolphin person? They have the energies of it. I don't think I've seen a dolphin person yet. At least that looks like a dolphin. But they have the frequency of it. Of course, they also have bird people here too. So the obvious ones, those that like to sing. Of course, not all birds sing, but some of them do. So all your military energies has a bird frequency there. So that's more like the bald eagle and the hawk, to name a few, though. So okay, all right. Like people like to fly. People that like to fly are a lot of those are bird people. Like they always want to be out in the air. So at least they had bird incarnation at one point. Let's put it that way. All right, we're going to Sirian energies, Pentagon, and Barbie consciousness, Barbie agendas. That's going on. Yeah, hooray. Blessings. Greetings, the consciousness of Sirius B. Always will put out our point of view. Syrians, yes, can be also known as naive beings, even lost. Yes, very spiritual, but not understanding of the physical reality. So you have like the Syrian within yourself, which many of you have a lot of Syrian connections, just have a lot of difficulties with this physical environment. But that's why we're here, to basically harness the physical realms to bring some balance, because there's many things you can learn there. But there's a lot of souls that want nothing to do with the physical dimensions. So Syrians, you can say, weren't always aware of the physicality of powerful beings that can harness physicality and the spiritual realms at the same time and hijack energies of other worlds. Not just Sirius, it's other places also. Yes, and brought a lot of those knowledge here. Basically to look, yes, once again, attractive, to put on a persona, just like you see with Palladians. Syrians have their own way of doing it, a mysticism, but also a manipulation where they hide behind the exterior. So they're master manipulators, basically. So the Syrians are still trying to balance physical and non-physical frequencies, and they're still confused. They can get brainwashed and manipulated like any other even if they're a non-physical race. They can, and they can also come off as a Nordic type being and be worshipped here. And they're not trying to be worshipped, but then some of them are. So they're very similar to, it's like your forefathers. There's this, you know, it's basically worlds before your world, basically. It's like we dabbled with physicality in some respects, but didn't quite understand it. And others that knew exactly what they were doing, like the Orions, take what they can get and leave us behind. Take our likeness, take our talents, copy it, whatever, or take our souls for that matter, or fractals of it, and use it here on your planet to weaponize it. Yes, to be seen as pharaohs or druids and so on. So a lot of your Arab world in the past is very much full of light and prosperity, and obviously the rest of the world also, especially the Asian cultures. But you can say when the Earth started forgetting itself, when it became more attacked and just lost its frequency, that's when the darkness moved in. It's not just Atlanteans that played a part in it, but there's more to it than that. So as a Sirian culture, yes, there's a lot of canine beings that are connected to it. And a lot of them are naive. They're coming here to actually become smarter, to bring knowledge from this world to their worlds also. It just being a canine being here is just so much easier than being a human. And sometimes they feel like they can work faster, work quicker here. They just feel like and some of them like why would a soul would choose to be a canine or a feline being, or you know or any type of animal energy, because they still want that spiritual connection. Notice how they're very simple. Because spirituality in higher dimensions is very simple. It's all simple, and humans here made things so complicated for themselves. It's like, what if you had to get up and not have to take a shower and just float into the air and just go do whatever you want? Somebody feel like, wow, there's not enough challenge in that. Well, don't worry, this world is not letting go of its current challenges anytime soon. Yeah, a lot of worlds are just lost looking at your planet. It's like, wow, you have to get ready for like an hour just to be in part of your society. It's like, what is that? That doesn't even make any sense. It's like usually you're always ready. Usually. But to put on all this exterior makeups or whatever, I mean, that's one thing, but having it take an hour is another. I mean, we understand there's some detailing you want to do with yourself, but some might take it to a whole new level. And that's beyond of course, there are worlds that will take it to 2 or 3 hours. Sometimes they just do it for the sake of doing it. But still, there are worlds that are still pretty simplistic. So we basically come here to understand the challenges of a complex reality. But yes, remembering your soul essence. Basically, yes, you come here to master physical and non-physical realms. If you're wondering what you're here for, especially worlds that have been hijacked, and some of you do remember your worlds being hijacked. Well, you might not remember it, but you might feel like, yeah, I think I went through that one time, and now you're here on this planet. So this is. Brings you the Palladians with your Pentagon, UFO energies. Just expect your government to lie a lot that day. You literally they literally put out a date of how much they're going to lie. They're even preparing to lie. So, but it is about financial exchange. As for the UFO knowledge, they're not really sure what to do with it publicly yet. Obviously, there's a lot of ideas behind the scenes. But right now, it's like there might be a lot of questions, but still very few answers. And that will continue. But this is going to continue for some time. And yeah, until you can tell until your government gets really scared, like they really need to pull out the big guns and then start saying there's a UFO threats. We need all this funding for whatever it might be. And you still might not see anything in the skies. They're not about to do that. They're not about to do a UFO light show as of yet. But a lot of it's going to be just hearsay, and they have no proof, and that's about it for now. But yes, that extraterrestrial beings usually don't. Well, extraterrestrial beings can see it alive from your government instantly. They can see it. They can say a mile away. I pretty much expect it. There's one thing if your government is naive. Another thing, they're just covering things up. Obviously, the military is not going to say anything. Well, they're blacking out what they want to say and just giving you, just giving some kind of hot air to the public. But they're going to try and, move the needle a little bit as for knowledge to a certain level. Well, they'll give you something, but still not that exciting overall. So it's basically trying to. There's agendas building up for more UFO knowledge, but not as of yet. They'll talk about it now, and it'll go quiet down the line to what we see. But there is more talk of bringing UFO knowledge more, well, the version they want you to know into the public. But they're not quite ready for that yet. So, what's this? Greetings to you. This is the consciousness of the Barbie timeline or the Barbie agendas. Obviously, for marketing purposes, is a Barbie for everything currently. Instead of just keeping it simple and just leaving out the regular doll and just letting also the brand die because it doesn't really matter. Just keep it innocent. So they're trying to keep it relevant. It's actually more manipulating society than anything else. Well, there's a mindset that's built into Barbie also. It's a way to be perfect, high society. Some people bring that from their reality here. And obviously some of you have battled against it. Oh, them again. The Barbie people. And well, they do grow internally quite a bit. Now, souls that do sell out to basically, this is not necessarily a Barbie agenda, but more of those that sell themselves out for looks. Yeah, it's like they sell themselves out to the devil, basically. And there's quite a few of them that do it. For a quick, it's like taking drugs. It's like a quick high. Basically, they want to be known for something. Of course, there's consequences to it, and it comes sooner than they thought. You can almost make like a Charles Dickens novel about it. It's not fully understand your society, but some of you understand it. Now, obviously, there's plenty of those people here that do not sell themselves out. They're just natural beauties. But obviously, and another thing is the beauty pageants is like half of them sold themselves out, the other half did not. But deciphering it too is not very easy. Not to say they're not always the best energy within any of them, but some of them have a good heart. But sometimes it all depends. Looks can really destroy a soul. Also, well, it can take you from morality. Of course, they also get unwanted attention at the same time. But that's usually it's part of those that sold themselves out and try to juggle it. Yeah, and they can recycle with the earth constantly because they constantly want to have a certain look. Yeah, it's an ugly subject matter when it gets down to it. And it's been plaguing this universe for a very long time. Of those sell themselves out, not just for wealth, prosperity, but a lot of it's just looks, and the looks alone some do it just to test themselves, and that's one thing. Like you test themselves, but then they don't feel like they go makeup free, don't care, become more humble, and they can actually reverse a lot. Not to say they really sold themselves out; they just wanted to know how it felt like to be one of these overly pretty people. and then just to knock it down a few notches and just be normal. While others are they're superficial energies. Well, those that sell themselves out have a lot of beings around them telling them what to do. It's kind of like being a model when you have beings around you telling you how to look, what to dress, and all of that. It can be very confusing. Yeah, some of them can go insane. So it's all part of think about that soul map. Like, I just want to look attractive. Yeah, but to do that, you can be a good person. But others are like, yeah, but I don't want to do that. I just want to look attractive. So, and that's where you give your energy to this reality, this matrix realm, and allow yourself to be slightly controlled. Yeah, you have instruments around you just tell you what to do. So there's different versions of it. Like if you're a good person, you allow more attractiveness to come in. That's different. You have no agendas. That's where inner beauty comes in. Inner, and it can become outer. But those that just want outer beauty when there's no inner beauty at all, well, a lot of them enjoy the hell out of that. Like, wow, that's a really attractive witch or warlock being, for that matter. So another trickster frequency. So that's a lot of that's connected to your elites also that control your reality. So they put the timelines of looks are everything here, and then they join it, they manipulate it, and they don't care of the consequences of it, as long as they lower your frequency. So it's a battle. Yes, they could come in as like a Ken and Barbie type of persona and bring hell on earth. Not everybody that looks like that is here to do that, but some are. Some are just naturally like that. Just naturally Ken and Barbie frequency. Doesn't really matter. Just do your thing, no worries. But others are coming here to take that persona and just to wreck your planet. Yes, bring hell on earth. Some of you have already seen it. It is almost comical to a certain level of how debauchery it can be, how low can they go? So I'll just give you some energy on that.